Hello and welcome back to another news video for Final Fantasy XIV with me, Meoni. As we can see, the Death Unto Dawn patch 5.5 special site is live. If you're not familiar, every time there's a new special site update, I do a video just updating you of any new features mentioned. And as we can all collectively say, we are definitely in need of some information. It's getting a little bit dry on the news front, so hopefully they start to pick up pace, and this is the first of that pace increase. So as you can see, Death Unto Dawn is the new name of 5.5. There isn't a trailer at the moment, but there is this beautiful special site. I'll let you come and have a look at this yourself. If you're interested in getting this image separately, basically I'll have this on screen for you now. There you go. If you want to screen cap that, basically that's available on the press site as well, if you want to get a hold of that, if you don't want the text on that. It's quite an interesting image. We'll look at that further in just a minute, because there's a lot we can extrapolate from that, and especially the title. Of course, the patch is coming 13th of April, 2021. That's a big deal. You know, 13th of April is just around the corner, honestly. It's a lot sooner than a lot of people expected. But we all knew that if we were paying attention, of course, to the showcase. But some people might be surprised. So as we scroll down, that blurs out, and we have this little box at the bottom. This is all we have on the special site so far. This will get fleshed out in the future versions of it. But let's go through the things that 5.5 so far is listed to confirm. The first of which is the main scenario quest. Now this continues the storyline that we have at the moment, leading up, well, I won't mention spoilers, leading up towards the end of the expansion, let's say, and this is the first part of 5.5, so 5.5 is being released in two increments, the 13th of April being the first one, and the second being sometime in May, I believe, or sometime like that. So there might be a cliffhanger related to that storyline that gets answered in the second part. We just don't know at this point, but there's going to be lots of juicy storyline, and of course with that, as you'll see, there's a new dungeon. So there's a new Alliance raid. This is the patch where we get the final of the trilogy of the Yorha raids, the Alliance raids for Dark Apocalypse. There's no name given for this or any information so far that's been officially talked about on any live letters or anything, but it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to this one. Hopefully we get some cool rewards at the end, hopefully some minions of 9S or something, and maybe a 9S costume. I don't know. I'm still hoping out that the questline afterwards to wrap it all up gives us one of those flight suits, but who knows at this point. The new dungeon then, which is the, oh man, how am I supposed to pronounce this? The Paglfan. Anyway, the Paglfan, as we're going to just pretend we know what we're saying. And actually, Meoni, it's Paglafan. You know, never mind.
Palthon. 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 Palthon.
I'm sure somebody in the comment section will correct me. That is associated with the MSQ for 5.5, which means that that will most likely be a dungeon related to one of those towers. We did see more recently those towers in the sky. Without going into further detail, it's likely in one of those, if you saw the end of the current content that you're wrapped up to at this point. If you're caught up to date. That will be trust enabled as well, it was confirmed, so look forward to that. There's Chronicles of New Era. There's the final section of the Sorrow of Whirlite storyline, including Diamond Weapon as a trial on both normal mode and extreme mode. That's going to be a lot of fun, so that is the final one. With this comes the final dragon mount from there, and if you collect all of the dragons, this patch you will be able to get a giant metallic robotic sky plane dragon thing. It's hard to explain what it is. If I can find a picture of it, I'll whack it on the screen for you now. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of something from Transformers, but that's the final reward for getting all of the dragons. We haven't seen the dragon from Diamond itself yet, but there's plenty of time. I'm sure that will be in another special site update coming sometime in the next few weeks. There is, of course, a new trial of the Cloud deck, which I believe is the actual trial associated with Sorrow of Whirlite. I could be wrong there. It definitely sounds like the correct one, considering how big Diamond Weapon would probably be. And then, of course, we have a new Save the Queen battlefield, which is Zadnor. The important thing to note here for the resistance weapon stages, that this is known as a battlefield, much like that of Bosja 7th Front. So this does indicate that this is a new zone, as opposed to anything else, like an actual battlefield, a place similar to Bosja. And of course, with that, the final section of the resistance weapon should finally be unveiled to us. So if you're catching up, trying to get all of the resistance weapons caught to 5.15 before the patch, well, you have until April the 13th. It's just as simple as that, if you want to go straight into those. If not, I'm sure you have plenty of time leading up to the launch of Endwalker, which is basically the other side of the year. Also, with 5.5, they debut the open beta for PlayStation 5 version for testing. We believe that this will likely be on the normal servers. It doesn't seem like it would need anything else. Chili from Moogle Go Round seems to think that there might be private servers for this. I don't agree with that. I think that it's more likely they'll just have the version tested live on live servers. Simply because the PlayStation 5 version doesn't exist at the moment, but the PlayStation 4 version on the PS5, which I tested out in a previous video on my PS5, actually does have some minor enhancements and loading times and a few changes here and there to the visual representation of a game. So it's highly likely that it's just going to be a small step-up patch from that, just to test that those new features actually work once turned on. So I'm looking forward to that, and you'll have videos on whether or not the PS5 version is groundbreaking or not, but at the moment, the PS4 version on PS5 is absolutely beautiful. It really is. It stands up to PC in a big way. Next up, we have a new Unreal trial. We don't know what the Unreal trial is going to be this time around. We've had Shiva before. We're currently sat, at the moment at time of recording, on Titan Unreal. Who knows? Maybe it will be Ifrit or maybe Garuda or something. I don't know. Maybe you'll have a better guess in the comment section, but I'm looking forward to whatever that might be. And of course, the subsequent rewards from the Faux Hollow system, which most likely will include a brand new mount from that vendor. So save up those points, do your Unreals each week if you possibly can, or get ready to spend a lot of gil. The Ishgard restoration updates. This one is interesting. This is actually to introduce new events in the Ishgard restoration area. So you might be wondering, well, we've already finished our restoration. Well, this is actually celebrations. Is apparently supposed to be, they call it fates, as in like a village fate, that kind of fate, not a fate in the game. You know, not a area in the world where you fight monsters. No, like a village fate type thing where you have stalls set up and celebrations and things to do and some quest lines. So that's going to be interesting to see. Those apparently will be periodically happening every couple of hours or so. I think that's what they said in the live letter anyway, the previous one, if people forgot. So that's something to look forward to. The new Custom Deliveries is most likely associated with the new parts of the Ishgard restoration. That's where they put the last one. I would be very surprised if they didn't make use of that new spa area, honestly, in the new section that we just finished. There is a huge chunk of the Ishgard restoration section that's just completely barren without any vendors, so this could be a great opportunity. And custom deliveries are always a good chance to get some titles, and obviously to level up your crafters and gatherers or whatever it might be. And of course, ultimately, last time there was a mount associated with it with Eel Toe, so I'm ambitious. I'm hoping that there might be another mount or something juicy like that, or at least a minion or something. They know that we want that sort of content, so it's quite likely. Explorer mode gets an update in 5.5, which means that we're able to go back and do Stormblood dungeons. So the level 70 Stormblood dungeons will be accessible. Actually, no, it says all Stormblood dungeons. So anything that was added in Stormblood should be accessible with Explorer mode. That's going to be lovely for G-posers and filmmakers and just people who like to take pictures alike. So I'm looking forward to that personally. New Game Plus gets updates, obviously bringing it up to date with the new MSQ editions, and any new quests that were added in 5.5 will get obviously added to New Game Plus. It's just something that goes hand in hand now. Performance mode gets an update. As far as I'm aware, there will be new instruments, I'm not sure which, and that's all I know about that. I'm not sure what instruments either. So there will be, they say, new mounts, new minions, and new emotes. You're guaranteed that we're getting, obviously, a mount from Emerald Weapon. We'll probably get, obviously, we're getting a mount for collecting all the dragons. If you're up to that point in your collection, probably mounts from, I don't know, maybe, I'm not sure about the storyline. Oh yeah, mounts probably from Zadnor, right? From lockboxes, stuff like that. New minions, probably more of the same, but we've already mentioned. Probably, obviously, including Yorha, the final raid, that should probably have a 9S minion or two. And in terms of emotes, honestly, they could add anything they wanted. There's lots of NPC emotes that they're working their way through at the moment. The sweep emote was one of the best emotes they placed into the game recently, and I'm incredibly hyped to see what they add next. And they say, and more, much more. Well, there we go. So that's the main meat and potatoes of what's coming in 5.5, what they've listed. Quite a lot of interesting information. But if we scroll back up then to this Death Unto Dawn, what could this possibly mean? Well, I'll let you speculate, and we might have a separate video for that because we don't want to talk too spoilery. But as you can clearly see, this is Hydaelyn. You can see the continents, and you can see it's already on fire. So this is a good representation maybe of the first step towards what we saw in the Endwalker teaser trailer. Most likely that teaser trailer where things were on fire and there were, well, monsters. This could be the first part of that. I've had my own speculations towards this onto what's happening, but I'm interested to see what you have. Yeah, I'm very excited, and obviously including the Scions and world representatives, because this affects the entire world. All of these towers were showing up everywhere. So it'll be sort of like the trials and tribulations of fighting back against whatever this particular threat is. And it should lead us up nicely with some tasty content of battling monsters up until the second part of 5.5, where we hopefully resolve that and then strike back against our antagonist towards the moon in Endwalker. And that wraps up nicely. But anyway, for more information and news, I will of course do videos on that when it becomes available on any of these pages. The special site has got me thirsting for more information, and I'm incredibly hyped, and so you should be too. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.